The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. Great beginning there under the bright lights of prime time.
Yeah, it takes you back to high school football on a Friday night, doesn't it? When you feel like every eye in the county is on you. In this case, every eye in prime time is on you.
And he slings one that's incomplete. The Niners at 3-10 now on the year. Yeah, they come into this one knowing it's been a while since they've had a W. They have dropped 4 in a row.
Let me tell you, when you go a month partner, in this league, without a victory, it gets tough to come to work every day. And in addition, you start to wonder about your job security as well.
Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing. Hooker. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Oh, good move. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 45. 12 more yards there and another first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Hooker's going to throw it. This complete right side of the tight end Farrell. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points with the way that they're moving the ball.
That'll be caught by Ayuk. Touchdown, 49ers. Brandon Ayuk hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Niners will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Moody good with the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Nyheim Hines now out of his end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And it looks like the defense has got it. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Rams are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
First run now for Kyren Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. C.J. Mosley getting to him behind the line of scrimmage there.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sets his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked up by Fred Warner. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control?
And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. From 21 yards away. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Moody good with the extra point. And it's now 14-0. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Back to throw, Stafford. Escaping the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Stafford. And the Niners get there and bring him down. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Throwing is Stafford. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, if you have man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this one will be touchdown inside the 40-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. Purdy now to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
You talk about this Rams defense.
They're trying to cover up some holes in the secondary. Right now, bottom 5 in the league against the pass at number 28.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Shotgun now with Purdy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Brandon Ayuk
with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year.
And the 49ers take a 3-touchdown lead. Moody good with the extra point.
And that makes the score 21-0.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive.
And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
Well, it certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Out of the gun, Stafford.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley.
And the Niners are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play.
21-0 our score after 1.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And they string that play out nicely. He's stopped before he can turn upfield. No gain, second down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Open man is Juwan Jennings. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
Here's Purdy.
And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great play there. 26 yards.
And the 49ers continue to pull away here in this first half. Moody good with the extra point.
And it is 28-0.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive.
And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
Now Stafford. Flushed out right. toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. That one goes for 8 yards.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Now Stafford. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. From the gun, here's Stafford. That's to the second-year man, Puka Nacua. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Stafford. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
These two teams, remember, met in Inglewood earlier in the year with the Rams coming out on top. So a win here in Santa Clara would give them the season series.
Stafford. His throw incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Here's Stafford. And he checks this one down to Williams. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Here we go on 4th. Stafford.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on 4th. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth.
On Stafford for the 3rd time is intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the 49ers are going to have it here at their own 15.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series because drives like that end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him off already in this opening half.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before they're all done.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Throwing here, Purdy.
Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the 49ers open the lead up to 34-0. Moody good with the extra point.
And the route is on here in this first half.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. To throw is Stafford.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Here's Stafford. And that will be incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That zero on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
This is taken at the 23. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. Look at the big fella go.
And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 57 yards. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Niners will extend their lead here just before halftime. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now 2nd and 3.
Stafford now to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. It's caught at the 10. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Puka Nacua in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Rams are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And they get a bit of a respite here from what's been an otherwise dreadful first half of football.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Rams set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail here as we resume play. Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half. Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
And his throw is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
To throw again on second down. Stafford. It's caught here by Adams. And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. That is caught. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Again, it's Stafford. He's going to air one out. And incomplete on the deep ball.
In a game that hasn't gone your way, you've got to throw in the end zone at every opportunity and hopefully climb back in as much as possible. He put way too much on that throw, though, and that shot ends up with nothing.
Now Stafford, he's going to change things up. Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15. Now they'll change things around before the snap.
Hey, 22! 40 got! 40 got! Drill right, 22!
They'll look to throw again. Over the middle, complete. It's Adams. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one. From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 28. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Got a man over the middle, and
It's complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
To the right side and complete to Atwell.
And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown.
2-2 Atwell
From 4 yards out.
and the Rams are able to claw one back.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
Recovered by the receiving team.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here's they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Purdy will set up to throw it here.
Connects with Kittle underneath. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. They'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Purdy looking to throw.
Escaping the pressure right. And this is caught. Jennings. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Purdy sets up to throw again.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
3rd down and 10. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Now Purdy. And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. And the Rams will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
After the interception, here's Stafford.
This one swung out to Williams.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Partner, he just surpassed 60,000 career passing yards. I remember when you and I were there when he hit 50, now 60. Where does this stop?
I don't know where it stops, but how did we even calculate this one, right? Long division? New math? Use an abacus?
I trusted you. You're smarter than I am.
My calculator shorted out on this one. 60,000 yards. Congratulations.
Man, has it been fun to track his career, and it continues.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
2nd and 10 here as we roll along in quarter number 3 from Santa Clara. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. That's caught at the 25. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 33 yards that time.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
And yet again, it's Garoppolo. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
Back now here in Santa Clara. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
21. Here we go.
Now whistles and a flag down. I think one of the Rams linemen might have moved. Boy, they had it at the 1. The false start moves it to the 6 now for 1st and goal.
21.
On play action. Now Garoppolo. It's been that kind of a day so far throwing the football. It just seems like nothing going right offensively.
Yeah, it's a catch that should have been made, pure and simple. And look, everything else that goes into running a good pass route, throw it all out if you don't catch the ball.
Been that kind of game throwing the football so far. Nothing going right offensively. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
Here we go.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
Third and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
Here we go.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. Garoppolo now on 3rd and goal. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown. 2-2 Atwell. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Rams get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. The Rams kickoff team on the field. And here we go with the ball in the air. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Certainly no reason to panic. They've got the 3-score lead, but the turnover last time, the interception that led to a touchdown, you'd have to think they might not be dialing that up again.
Yeah, probably not. They're still in fantastic shape, though, so I would imagine before he trotted out here for this series, head coach probably just leaned over to him and was like, listen, we're wearing these color shirts. Throw it to those guys, not the others. Try to make a joke out of it and just let him go out there with a little bit more confidence.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Willis. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Willis. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Garoppolo. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Garoppolo looks to throw. This is caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Tyler Higbee. A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Rams have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Now all of a sudden we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a 2-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to ramp things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear. But we've seen this before. When you've kind of been in shutdown mode for a while thinking that you're okay, it's hard to mash the gas again and have everything work perfectly. They've got to fashion together a good drive right here and now.
Because defensively, got to be feeling confident. They haven't allowed a point this half. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A big play there for the Niners. And a very appropriate gain as well, 49 yards. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Here's Purdy.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Purdy now to throw off the play action. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of the momentum the other side is starting to gain.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Purdy eluding the pressure right. That's caught out right by Jennings. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me,
and he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Juwan Jennings from 4 yards out. And the Niners look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Moody good with the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home. And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Throwing now is Garoppolo. That is incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Garoppolo to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That's good for 28 yards. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up. And
he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Davante Adams, 51 yards. And the Rams are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will be cut down to 14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And, you know, they're still very much in the driver's seat, but this second half, this offense has not looked as crisp as the first half, and now with a touchdown that just happened against them, I don't know, things are a little more interesting right now.
And so often in games, we talk about a defense picking up for their offense. I think in this case, this offense needs to pick up for their defense. Let them get some rest on the sidelines now, since they just gave up a score. And as you noted, they need to get that crispness back from the first half. They need a big drive here.
Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Purdy now to throw. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. Here comes the 49ers punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Under pressure, and down he goes. Here comes 2nd down. To throw, it's Garoppolo. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on 1st down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on 3rd down, makes it manageable now.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the Rams' 49-yard line.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing here, Purdy. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this will get inside the 20 and be touchdown just outside of the 15-yard line. This is 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. 11.
One final try now for Garoppolo. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles, these defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next contest.
Yeah, neither end zone had a stop sign in it, did they? I mean, for both sides, visit it, and with frequency. Not fun to be a defensive player, but on the offensive side of the ball, those guys had a blast. One team came away with a victory, even better for them.
So for the Niners, it's a fourth win of the campaign as they get to 4-10 on the year. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Miami next week. Meanwhile, for L.A., they'll drop to 9-5 on the year. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
You wanna try to beat the force, I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Show you a little piece, wanna see some more? See some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Show you a little piece, wanna see some more?